Too funny.
She said back to my Todd Davis.
Jane, you did a good job.
Good job, everybody. Sherry's obviously not here because she's on. You think I should say something about Sherry's mom?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know that person?
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone. As you can tell, we're a little short-handed tonight. We do have another member that is on her way, so she may make it here before the end of this meeting, but
She may or may not.
may or may not. We're not
She's on the
sure.
road.
She's coming from out of town. So we'll go ahead and take roll.
Flamini,
Here,
Johnson,
Here.
Mars,
Here.
Zimmers.
Here.
That is 4 present.
Won't be president's comments tonight, it'll be vice president comments, but before that, I'd like to read public comments will occur during the public comments portion of the meeting. If you're interested in addressing the board, fill out the required public participation in board meetings form and submit it to, it's normally Ms. Mitchell, but you delivery tonight?
Sure.
Okay, all right. I visited several places in the last couple of weeks. One of the things I want to start out with and talk about is I went to the Council for Exceptional Children banquet. If you ever never been to that, you need to attend that. These are kids that are often not forgotten about, but sometimes overshadowed. And these little kids are so excited to be honored in this evening, and also their teachers, and their teachers are so happy and thrilled that they teach these kids. You can tell the love that they have for these special kids, and for the fact that they're working in Springfield Public Schools. So if you've never been to this event, I would suggest that you go to it one year because it's just really uplifting. These little kids are so excited that they're being recognized in this public forum. So we'll go ahead and do board salutes. Mr. Flamini?
none.
Mr. Maris?
Yes, I too attended the Exceptional Children's Dinner, and that is really something to see. The kids are really excited. Also had the privilege of attending the district retirement. Grateful for all the service that these employees have dedicated over the years to 186. Educator of the Year.
Yeah.
That was really special. Also attended another one that obviously being new to the board, the Career and Technical Banquet was, something pretty special. These kids, were working through co-op programs, and we've got all 3 high schools being recognized that night, and and we've got great partners in the community helping to employ these students. So a big round of applause to those folks, not only the students, but to our local businesses that are willing to help us in these co-op situations. I also had a chance to visit Jane Addams during this time, and was honored today to be able to attend the graduation ceremony for a special student at Lanphier. James Paul Grant is going through some very very pressing health issues. And a determination was made that they were going to do an honorary diploma for him because unfortunately his health is in severe decline. So I was honored to be able to be a part of that this afternoon.
Ms. Johnson.
Okay. So, I've been basically the same events that this board member has been to. The retirement dinner is always good. We have great employees who've been with us for a long time, and that is certificated and classified and all the other good stuff. That also included Rick Sanders, who's been here for a minute, I guess.
Retired at
And
the age of
he's still
29.
counting down the days, so what can you say? The Educator of the Year was, it was a good event. Claudia Johnson was the Administrator of the Year, which is, I think she's fantastic. And Rashad Bradley is the Teacher Educator of the Year. And so I think they were very good choices this year. So, not that they're not very good choices other years. We've always had a great choice. And the graduation ceremony this afternoon for young James Paul Grant was very moving. It was something that we hadn't done before in my 16 years on the board. And I think if you can do something special for someone, today was really a special occasion. I always look forward to Lawrence graduation, but today was even more special than the Lawrence graduation. And he had a great turnout, and I think it just touches your heart. So I commend the staff at Lanphier High School for going the extra step to have this graduation for this young man. And we also had a facilities meeting last week. Is that the last one for this?
We have one more on the 22nd, and that will be the final one for this phase of visioning. Yes. So it's Monday night, May 22nd. It'll be held at Springfield High School, beginning at 6 o'clock until 7:30, and it'll be our final meeting of the school year.
Okay, I had it on my schedule. I thought that was a mistake. Okay, unfortunately.
So many
it wasn't.
activities are going on. We, tried to get it all worked in.
I went to all the celebrations. This is a month of celebrations, May, so, we all kind of try to attend all the celebrations for kids and teachers. Also visited during this time Southeast, Harvard Park, and Matheny Withrow. All three schools, great schools as all of our schools are. They all have something a little unique about them. Matheny Withrow, with this SIG grant this year, they're doing some fantastic things. I was able to sit in on some morning meetings that they were having where they were discussing behavioral issues, and it's something they do periodically. It was powerful. The kids were really into it. The teachers are well prepared to lead the discussion, so I was really glad I got to see that portion of their day. Okay, now we're going to go into some other recognitions. 3.3, I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Sanders.
Well, we'd just like to introduce Larissa Hanson, Executive Director of Gen H. She's going to come up and talk to us real quick about our continuing involvement with Generation Healthy. Since its inception, we've been a strong anchor partner with Gen H, and recently they included a new contest at Savor in which one of our students won, and so we just want to recognize the student and then just touch briefly on the year with Gen H in District 186.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Larissa Hanson. I'm the Executive Director of Gen H Kids. And as Rick mentioned, we're a local 501c3. We're based here in Springfield, but we do a lot of work throughout Sangamon County. And our mission is to raise a generation of healthy kids. And we do that for two reasons. One is we want our kids to be healthy because we know that if they're healthy as children, they'll be more successful as adults, and they'll have that foundation of healthy lifestyles going into their adulthood. But more importantly, for the teachers and the principals that we work with, we know that there's a correlation between a well-nourished and active child and their academic achievement. And so most of our programming is around that, is trying to develop a school environment that supports health and a home environment that supports health. And we do that through programs like gardening. We have gardens at several area schools, including Matheny, Franklin, Blackhawk. At Blackhawk, we actually had to delay our planting until today because we discovered we had a nest of ducks in our garden beds. And so we taught a little bit about ecology and all the things that go along with that as well. But so we have our garden programs, we have Eat Real programs, we've expanded those with and Matheny Withrow is the school that kind of requested it and said, what can you do to help us help our families feed their children better because they're lacking basic kitchen skills. So we launched a pilot program in their school this year that we're hoping to roll out. We also, in conjunction with some teachers at Feitchens, launched a program where we go into classrooms and kind of teach kids 9 different lessons about what it means to be healthy and all of that. And we continue to support schools with our Move More activities, which includes things like brain breaks training, things like Jumpstart, and recess activities, and just trying to develop a healthy recess. But as Rick alluded to, the reason that I'm here is because at our annual fundraiser, we've always had a chef competition, and typically we have it with a real live chef. And this year we decided to ask students to be involved in that. And so we sent an open invitation to students who are participating in foods programs throughout Sangamon County, and received an overwhelming number of applications, but we narrowed it down to 3 finalists. All 3 finalists were from District 186, so you should be proud of that. There were 2 from Springfield High and 1 from Southeast High. And at our event at Savor, everybody was served the 3 different samples of the desserts and got to vote on which dessert won the prize. And they were all healthy versions of desserts that we're used to. So in the case of the winner, she created an amazing healthy cheesecake with very little added sugar, which is something that we try to avoid, and it was just delicious. It was prepared very well. We voted on it with all of the chef criteria, so things like the texture of the dessert and all of that played into it, but we were really excited. So I'm here tonight to present the award to Beyonce Trotter of Southeast High School. And all 3 finalists received a $500 check to their school to kind of offset the cost of the of making the dessert. But in addition, Beyonce, which we've dubbed her Chef Beyonce. She received a certificate to work with Chef Denise Perry of Copperpot this summer, so she'll have a one-on-one training session with Chef Denise, and she'll have the opportunity to actually prepare her dessert in a certified kitchen and sell that dessert at a pop-up market this summer. So we're really excited for her and excited for that opportunity. And we also have a chef's hat.
That's right. Oh, with her name on it.
And an apron for her with her name embroidered on it. So we're really excited, and we were glad that you participated, and we hope, she's a sophomore, I think I mentioned that, so we hope to change up the program a little bit next year, but I hope that you participate again. So thank you very much. And congratulations.
Beyonce, if you have family here, you want to introduce your family. You know, I had your older brother and sister in school. They were about your age, so I've known your family for a while, but I know your mom's here. You want to introduce your family?
Did you want to?
My mom, Pamela Franks, and my grandma.
Congratulations.
Now something we love doing every once in a while. This is going to be recognition of our shining stars, and I'm going to turn that over to Mrs. Gill.
Sure. Our first recognition tonight is Nicole Stoll from Harvard Park. She teaches 4th grade. Nicole, you're here in the room. Yes, you can come on up. A quote, we'll just give her a clap, and then we'll... from your nomination, just to share the inspiration. As a third-year teacher, Nikki really stepped up her leadership with our braided behavioral support team. She put in countless of extra hours working to make sure the meetings were ran well, the systems were in place, and teachers and rewards were well organized. Her hard work has allowed for an amazing transition for both adult and student positive behavior. So thank you for everything that you've done. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Nicole, do you have anyone with you in the crowd you'd like to introduce? We also have the secretary at Sandburg Elementary School with us today, Mary Ann Casper, if you could come up as well. Congratulations. A quotation for her nomination: Mrs. Casper goes above and beyond the call of duty every day. No matter whether you are a child, a parent, a staff member, or a community member, she always makes you feel as if you are her first priority. So thank you so much for the work that you do. And we also have, oh yeah, do you have anybody here with you as well? I know you have your principal back there and it's a family. Oh. All right. And we also have Phil Edwards, who's a bus driver for First Student from Lincoln Magnet School. I'll give him a round of applause. The principal really wanted to be here tonight, but they also have their Lincoln Honors Night tonight, so she wanted to pass on her congratulations as well. A quotation from your nomination: Phil is so kind and welcoming to all of the Lincoln Magnet students who ride Bus 56. Bill is a great bus driver because he cares for every single one of the students that ride his bus. He takes time to learn everyone's name and connects to every student, stated an 8th grader, Joseph Crum. Phil is a great bus driver because he is nice to every student that gets on and off the bus and others, says 6th grader Ryan Crum. I believe it's the same family that wanted to honor you. So congratulations for what you do. And I know you have some people in the crowd as well. Yeah. All right, his wife Lisa and Dada. Nice to meet you. I think you have a representative from First Student here as well. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Josh Gosling, the Senior Location Manager.
Yeah. Josh, thanks for all that you do every day, too, to help make the routes run smooth. We know it's a big job. Thank you very much to all of our recipients this evening.
Okay, now we'll move on to discussion items. 4.1, old business. Do any board members have any old business they'd like to discuss? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to 4.2, new business. Do any board members have any new business they would like to discuss?
I have it's kind of sensitive, but I want to go there. I would just like to remind everyone, from superintendent all the way down to the youngest person in the district, that you always talk about how we need to respect one another. And if you start off showing children respect at an early age, then they learn it. If they have to learn it from you in the school district, to me, that's just fine. It will carry over into the home. And we have to be cognizant when we're having conversations with people about subtle hints. I don't think they're always cognitive of racism. And I've experienced one and heard of one incident. And so we have to be very vigilant about how we talk to people, how we reference people, and we have to be respectful. I say loving, but it brings hope to the kids. It really does. And it makes our district look good, and it makes the children feel better. It makes me feel better that, people don't say little sly things. And everybody knows that I will tell you just like I feel. But I'm not going to use race, okay? I want you to just be cognizant as we finish out the school year of how we approach and tell children to enjoy their summers and everything else we do as we interact with these kids. We just got to do it. And we need to start now. Unfortunately, the state of this country is chaotic, I'd say. People are on edge. But we don't have to let that transition into the Springfield Public Schools. So that's my topic.
Okay, there are no presentations to the board this evening. We'll move on to business reports, 6.1. Mr. Basco.
Vice President Zimmers, members of the board, the district ended the month of April with a cash balance of $11.4 million in the bank for all funds. Earned interest for the month was $10,284. Interest earnings year-to-date total $201,400. Also, at the end of the month, we had a total of $3.9 million in investments. And through April, the outstanding balance on the line of credit was $1,250,000.
Any questions?
So did we get any money from the state at all?
Well, we got our first round, a couple weeks ago, we got our first round of, or last round of categoricals from September, so we're still 2 behind. That's all we received.
Okay. That might be a good reason for us to go, I guess, to the Capitol on Wednesday and join the protest.
Mine is Thursday. The superintendents are all getting together for the funding bill on Thursday.
Okay, move on to superintendent's report, 7.1.
Yeah. Had a couple shout outs as well. Some of them mirror the ones that you had earlier. I just want to thank Board Member Johnson for your remarks tonight, and I take those to heart, so thank you for saying that. Shout out to Springfield High School alumnus Chad Rusky. He was from the class of 1998, and he donated a cart of MacBook Airs to his alma mater, Springfield High School. The 30 new computers will be used in a Project Lead the Way course at Springfield High. Very appreciated. I know the SJR did a nice article celebrating that as well, but anytime that we can increase the access of our technology in the classroom, it's a great thing, and we appreciate that it came from an alumnus of Springfield High School and giving back to his school, and he sort of challenged other alumni to do the same and give back to the schools in which they attended. So we really appreciate his donation and wanted to say so publicly tonight. I too attended the cooperative education banquet. Of course, I get to always pass out the awards. We had 8 students from the district that were recognized as Students of the Year and 3 supervisors as well. We had over 125 work sites in the area of Springfield area that give of their time and their mentoring to have these students work for them. Several of them are Senate pages. Many of them work in local businesses throughout our community. So it's just a great program. It's very important to provide students with those opportunities to get those critical job skills. Oftentimes these move into actual paid jobs in the summer and beyond high school as well. So it's just a great start. Wanted to give another shout out to Horace Mann Educator of the Year, Rashad Bradley. Once again, teaches math at Southeast High School, and to the 2017 Administrator of the Year, Claudia Johnson, whose both of their speeches were absolutely, just done very well. Claudia just brought it home, and she does that for us all the time at our principal professional developments. And Rashad is not only a role model in the classroom, but also on the basketball and volleyball court. So we just appreciate what they do for our district. And thank again Horace Mann for sponsoring it. This was the 30th year of them doing this. And we had 3 shining stars as well that were 0 to 4 years of service. So it's just a great day to celebrate teaching and learning, and it happened to fall during the week of Teacher Appreciation Week, so it was a great time to do that. Congratulations and good luck to all the student athletes that are wrapping up their seasons across the district. We have several that are state-bound in track. Lanphier and Springfield High boys track tied for 2nd place at the Central State 8 meet. And also for girls track, a number of Lanphier and Southeast girls placed in the 2A Southeast sectional and will advance to state in the coming week, so we're very excited about that. Just wanted to remind everyone, I'm sure everybody's got this written down already, but the last day of school is Friday, May 26th, and graduation is Saturday, June 3rd at the Prairie Capitol Convention Center. Lanphiers will start at 11 a.m., Southeast at 2 p.m., and Springfield High begins, I believe, at, is it 5 or 4? It's 5 p.m., And additionally, Lawrence adult graduation will take place on Friday, June 2nd, the night before at 7 p.m., and they hold theirs at Springfield High School Schneering Auditorium. So those are always great. We love the way we do our graduations in Springfield. You don't have to have a ticket, anybody who comes, but we are asking people to come on time and go into the facility and be seated so that we don't have a lot of congestion out in the main lobby before or after. We know you love to take pictures, but just do those quickly and move through. And we're very much looking forward to graduating our next class of students. Asked the other day, how many are going to graduate? I said, well, I don't know, because we have finals coming up. And that's a very important part, that the kids have to still finish up the end of their year, and then we'll have everything ready to go for graduation. We do have, in your packets tonight, I provided you a list of all of our summer feeding programs too. The Springfield Public School is pleased to offer the summer food service program to anyone that's 18 years or younger. Free meals will be served for breakfast and for lunch, and adult meals will also be available for a very small charge. The program will be available at the following locations. So most of them coincide with also our summer learning programs, so I'll also highlight those as I highlight. Just remember, we are closed on July 4th this year. So we have summer school going on for our student support services at Lee School, so they will also have breakfast at Lee Elementary School, and that includes breakfast from 8 to 8:30 and lunch 11:30 to 12. And these are the times are similar throughout, so I'll just go over and highlight the schools. Since we have elementary and middle school summer school at Feitchens, they will host a summer feeding program. We have summer scope at Butler and Wanless, so they will also participate. We have Freedom School at Isles Elementary, so they'll be open for breakfast and lunch. We have our summer school high school programs at both Lanphier High School and Southeast High School, so both of those schools will have food programs this summer. Camp Compass at Ridgely Elementary School, Camp NECRU at Washington Middle School, and also a summer learning program through the SIG grant at Matheny Withrow Elementary. So all of those schools will also have similar schedules. Just check with the schools. Some of them start at 11, some 11:30, depending on what times their programs run. But it's nice to know that we do have access to food programs throughout the community. And when you think about all of those schools, they're very well located throughout the entire Springfield area, so people can get to those programs if they need that service. So those are in your programs today.
Great. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, now we're going to move on to consent action items. Mrs. Gill.
Okay, Vice President Zimmers and members of the board, I recommend approval of consent action items 8.2 through 8.11 as described in the corresponding resolutions.
We have a motion?
So moved.
Second. I do have one question on this before we take a vote. Agreement with Equal Opportunity Schools. I remember when
Yes.
they came to speak to us,
Kia?
Kia, and one of the things they talked to us about, and then the narrative that you had sent to us to read, it's concentrated on incoming ninth graders. You know, I asked the question that night that she was here about, as we progress in this, can we start going in the lower grades to kind of start building these kids up to
Right.
the point, you know, where they can be in AP courses? Because I still have a concern about if we just wait till ninth grade
Right.
to say, okay, we're going to try that. If they're not prepared for it, they're not going to be successful.
It's very much focused on also communication programs at our middle schools, and we did that this year as a part of going out and doing the kind of on-the-road show that we do to get kids excited about middle school. This was an integral part of it, because we know that the program, for instance, at Lanphier started, and actually Mr. Williams here in the crowd today, they actually went out and looked at 8th grade transcripts and said these students are signed up for a certain level of class, but they're showing a great deal of potential. So they called each family in and talked to the families about taking that next level course. Then they gave them the supports they needed, and we're proud to show the results that of those students that were in that Scholars for Scholars program, all of the students are in the top 25th percent of their class. So we're very proud of that statistic, and I think that's because they went out and looked at the 8th grade transcripts before they even started their 9th grade program. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about, is making sure students and parents understand the course options that are available and what courses you need to take to be prepared to take those AP courses.
Right.
It's a journey. You don't sign up for AP without
exactly.
having been, in the classes that are going to prepare you for those. But it's also incumbent on us at each of the high schools to provide programs that are helping students if they start to fall to the wayside in those more difficult courses, and also encourage them to take those assessments as well. I know we had one of the largest sittings for AP tests this last week, so we'll get those results midsummer, hopefully.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
at Southeast last week, they had a lot of kids, and I can't remember which AP test it was, but they had quite a few taking the test, so that's a good sign.
Right, and I was remiss in one thing. I just want to give kudos to Cherie Morrison, who couldn't be here with us today. If we could take a moment of silence, Nevada Dorsey passed away this year because it's her mother, so if you could just take a moment of silence and think about her family. Thank you. I know she'd appreciate it. It was a hard weekend being Mother's Weekend and have that happen, but she's been doing a great job with this program, and she wanted to be here tonight to share some victories with you, but I put it in your bulletin.
Thanks. Any other questions before we take a vote?
Yes, I spoke with Mr. Darrell. I was wondering how much asbestos abatement we had done at Lanphier High School. And he said he would kind of give me a figure of how much it's going to cost and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what it is now?
Well, I'm always reluctant to give a price.
Well, just tell me this, is it in the hundreds of thousands or millions or what?
For the entire Edison wing, probably 2.5 million.
And that's what you're going to, are you doing this work this summer?
No.
No?
No, that's what we're doing this summer. I think she's asking you, what are we doing this summer?
Oh, this summer. The summer is just the Edison locker rooms. With the football cleats in those rooms used during the football season. We tend to lose some tile from time to time, so we just decided to take it out, get it out of the way.
Then you're going to do a treatment on the floor, I understand, so that it's something that's more sturdy for
We're not
their
going to put
shoes.
new tile in because it would get chewed up again. We're going to seal the concrete like we did the coach's office, and I think they're pleased with how that turned out. It'll be a clear seal. It's not that gray paint that you might be familiar with.
But you will pop the tiles first.
Yes, that'll all be coming off with a licensed asbestos abatement contractor. All through the IDPH rules and regs.
Thanks. Anything else? Okay, we'll take a vote.
Johnson,
Aye.
Mars,
Aye.
Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
That is 4 aye votes.
Okay, now on to roll call action items, 9.1.
Mrs. Sherman?
Vice President Zimmers and members of the board, the superintendent recommends adoption of the personnel recommendations with one correction, one change. On the summer school item, page 3, Roman numeral 3, approval of Title I elementary and middle school civilian security. The name was inadvertently omitted off the agenda item. Justin Coleman's name should be listed for the position.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions, Mrs. Sherman? If not, we'll take a vote.
Mars,
Aye.
Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
That is 4 aye votes.
9.2, approval of...
Do you want to introduce
First of all, we're going to, I'm sorry, just skip right past it. We have some change of administration in the district. Because of this vote, we would like to recognize those people tonight. And start with Cheryl Doss, who is
Named Guidance Dean.
Guidance Dean at Jefferson Middle School. So if you'd like to stand and enter.
You got any back there you want to introduce? We like calling him out, I know, right?
Okay. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And I'll just give it,
You notice she said
yes,
Dr.
yeah,
Doss.
that's what I just said. Mr. Doss became Dr. Doss, I think he graduates this weekend, am I right? So congratulations to you for that accomplishment. We also also have Wendy Conway here in the crowd with us, and she's going to be the principal at Owen Marsh Elementary. Recently, you were the assistant principal at Du Bois, and before that, a teacher at McLernan Elementary School. So I know you got your new husband there.
My husband, Rod Conway.
And I have to say, I have known Wendy since she's been a middle school student, so since she's been a little girl, and this is a good person, so this is a good choice. Good choice.
All right, we also have Lynn Williams here, who will be the new principal at Southeast High School. And you're finishing up as the assistant principal at Lanphier High School there with Dr. Doss. So I know you also have some family in the crowd to introduce.
My mom and dad, my name is Shirley Williams, with my sisters, Felicia Webb, and my wife and son, Owen Alex Williams.
And we have Teresa Greco, who's in the back row there with some of her Franklin family, and she's going to be the assistant principal at Franklin Middle School. Thank you. I know you got Mr. Davis back there. Is anybody else today, or? Nope.
I gave them all the night off.
That's right, and the Franklin family strong back there. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, now we'll move on to 9.2, approval of IMRF authorized agent.
Vice President Zimmers and members of the board, I recommend the appointment of Michelle Wiedebeck as the authorized agent of the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund effective May 16, 2017, with the powers and duties delegated to the authorized agent pursuant to Section 7-135 of Illinois Pension Code, and that Michelle Wiedebeck be authorized to file petition for nominations of an executive trustee of IMRF and to cast a ballot for election of an executive trustee of IMRF.
Do we have a motion?
So
I'll
moved.
move.
Second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion or questions?
Yeah. Michelle Wiedebeck, who is she?
She works in our business office. Mr. Basco, would you like to explain that?
She works in our business office, and she's within the last 6 months, she's taken over duties of mainly just being benefits person for the district. And what this will do is this will just eliminate a layer. Currently with Mrs. Hammers, all the correspondence goes to her. She sends all the correspondence to payroll. They complete all the documentation and send it back to her for filing. So basically this way it'll just all go to payroll and to be submitted to IMRF.
So this eliminates a step.
This eliminates a step, yes.
She's been with our district for some time.
For
right.
30
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if there are no further questions, we'll take a vote.
Zimmers.
Aye.
Flamini.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mars.
Aye.
That is 4 aye votes.
Okay. Moving on to 9.3, approval of a resolution regarding the prevailing wage rate.
Hey, Mr. Basco?
Vice President Zimmers, members of the board, superintendent recommends adoption of the following resolution. Now therefore be resolved, Springfield School District number 186 does hereby adopt as its prevailing rate of wages for construction work at district facilities. The rates are from time to time determined by the Illinois Department of Labor.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Oh.
Okay, hearing none, we'll take a vote.
Flamini.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Mars.
Aye.
Zimmers.
Aye.
That is 4 aye votes.
Any other thing before we adjourn? Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Congratulations again to our new administrators. I'm sure you all will do a fantastic job. We're proud to have you. Our next regular meeting will be June the 5th, 5:30. Thank you.